Okay, I thought today we're going to work on making this bill. All right, that'll probably take up the whole video right there. What are we going to make it from? We're going to use a piece of aluminum flashing. You can find this down at Lowe's, Home Depot, any lumber yard will have it. It's just aluminum flashing. Now get aluminum, don't get tin, because aluminum you can cut with just plain scissors and it'll work fine for what we're going to use it for. I've gone ahead and I've glued my hat on top of the head, and one of you asked me, how thick is this? Well, it's that thick. When I'm doing these videos, part of learning how to carve is how to visualize how things look in wood. And this photograph, in relationship to this head, should tell you pretty well how thick that is. Now, you should be able to figure that out yourself. That's your assignment. If you don't know how to do that, then that's your assignment for today, okay? I don't mean to be rude, but I just want you to, pick these things up yourself. You should be able to do that. Okay, there was another question, but I can't remember what that one was. Anyway, the alcohol mixture, 50-50, 50% water, 50% alcohol. I just use rubbing alcohol, put it in a bottle, shake it up, and it'll last, and it works pretty good. Anyway, so here we go. Now, what you're going to use first to figure this out is a profile gauge. Now, this is an old profile gauge, belonged to my dad. This will work fine, but this one's getting kind of used. It's pretty old. So I'll just show you how to use it. See, I've glued the hat on the head, matching up that mark right there. So you just put this little gauge up against that, and you push it down, just like that. And that'll give you the profile. Not a very good one, but it will give you a profile. There's a new gauge out now. I just bought this one not long ago, and this one works pretty good. You just put that one up against that hat like that, and you just push it back. And that gets you a much better profile, all right? Take your profile gauge. Let me do this again. You want it back just about where it hits the ears. All right, just about like that, okay? Take your profile gauge. We're going to just layer on there like that. And just draw your line. Kind of move my gauge here just like that, okay? Get your scissors, and like I say, this stuff cuts real easy. Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to do this over, but before I do it over, I forgot to tell you one thing. Sand this, buff this off on both sides before you draw your line on there, okay? I'm going to go do that now on my sander. You don't need to see that. Okay, I buffed this off and I redrew my line, all right? Don't worry about this being bent a little, because that just adds to the character of the piece. And then we just cut this out. Don't use your wife's sewing scissors for this. She'll really get upset. Okay, just like that. Straighten it out a little. Look at that, see there? Just fits on there perfectly, like that. All right, so we got that done. So we're going to go ahead and shape the bill of the hat. Notice the hat. Its bill is really short. So we're going to just draw that on there. Just like that. Looks like craft class at grade school, huh? Sharp right there on that side. Now remember, it'll only go on there one way because that front profile is different. Okay, we got that. Now we want that hat to come back to his bill, which is about right there. And right there. Nice smooth curves. Looking good, looking good. Okay, so now we can get rid of these things. Put on my carving glove here. I'm going to carve a groove. Like I said, this is already glued on the head. Just carve a thin groove right along the top of his forehead. Don't do it in the hat. Do it in the forehead. We want this piece here to go right down into that groove. Those little a little deeper. Because the farther it goes back in there, the better off the grip will be when you put her in there permanently. Takes a little fitting, but we'll get there. Okay, that looks pretty good, all right? Okie doke. Now, I'm going to mix me up a little bit of 5-minute epoxy, okay? For this experiment, you're going to need a couple of pins and that 5-minute epoxy, which I've already mixed together right here. And the secret to this is you don't want to get any on the face if you can help it. You only want it up here and down in that groove. So I'm just going to put this right up there. It ain't going to be real critical if you get some on the face, but try not to. Just want it down far enough to where it just sort of fills up that groove. This guy's going to be extremely dirty face, so if you happen to slop a little over on the face, you can always get in there and whittle it off. And what you don't whittle off will cover it up with coal dust. Okay, I've got it all the way across there now. Now, I don't remember which way this went in there. It's about the same. So we're just going to fit this right in there and see if you can see it. As soon as I put that in there, see, you got glue on the bottom and we've got glue on the top, which is exactly what we want. And we'll force that down in there like that. And back here, see where it's not...
Can't see a thing.
Where it's not even.
Your head.
This is what the push pins are for. Take your push pin and right here where the hair meets the head, just take that, move that up there like that, and stick that in there like that. This one on this side is perfect, but we're going to go ahead and push it in there anyway. While that's there and while that hasn't set up, I'm just going to run some more right down through here, forcing it down in there. It's starting to set. It was a quick 5 minutes. And this will just lock it into place that much more. That down in there like that. And then get you a shop towel or something. And wipe off that peel. Might take a couple passes. Just like that. Okay. All right, so we got his bill on there. And hopefully, once it's set up hard, we'll be able to give just a little bit of tweak to this bill to make it, curve. Because anybody that wears a hat with the bill don't want to end up looking like the French Foreign Legion. They want to be able to, burn a little rakish curve to the front of their hat. Otherwise, they look like one of these doofuses that's got his pants on the ground. We don't want that. So anyway, this stuff up on the head, I'm not worried about that. I'll be able to carve that off. Plus, there's a lantern going to go there, so that's going to hide most of that anyway. So I'm going to stop right here, and we'll wait till this sets up and come back and see what we got.